Welcome to Jumbo Safari Media. You are watching Jumbo News with me, Tracy Wamboi. Let's take a look at what's been happening throughout the week. A Russian missile struck on a training exercise in Ukraine's Sumy region has resulted in the deaths of 6 Ukrainian soldiers and injuries to over 10 others, according to the Ukrainian National Guard. Well, the attack, confirmed early Wednesday, follows a video released by Russia's defense ministry showing the missile strike on the training camp. Amid the ongoing hostilities, the Kremlin announced President Vladimir Putin's visit to Kursk, where he met local officials. This incident is a significant setback for the Ukrainian military, which has faced criticism for high casualty rates during its operation. Despite efforts to establish a buffer zone, the conflict remains intense, with both sides continuing to engage in heavy fighting along the front lines. US President Joe Biden's recent diagnosis of prostate cancer has raised fresh questions about his health while in office. The 82-year-old revealed he has an aggressive form of cancer that has spread to his bones, following treatment for urinary symptoms. Critics, including Donald Trump, have suggested a lack of transparency regarding Biden's health, questioning why the public was not informed sooner. Biden's aides clarified that he had not been diagnosed with prostate cancer prior to this week and had not undergone screening in over a decade. Medical experts speculate that he may have had the cancer for some time without knowing. As Biden campaigns for re-election, concerns about his fitness for office are growing, prompting discussions among Democrats about how to address voter apprehensions. The United Nations has reported that no aid has yet reached civilians in Gaza, despite 93 trucks crossing the border after an 11-week blockade. While Israeli officials stated that aid, including food and medical supplies, was delivered, UN spokesperson Stephanie Dujarric revealed that their team was unable to access the supplies due to restrictions. International pressure on Israel is mounting, with the UK suspending trade talks and the EU reviewing its trade agreements in response to the ongoing military escalation. The humanitarian crisis in Gaza is dire, with the UN estimates indicating that 600 trucks per day are needed to address the urgent needs of the population. Concerns are particularly high for malnutrition infants, with reports suggesting that thousands of babies could die without immediate access to aid. India's Supreme Court has granted interim bail to Ali Khan Mahmoobad, an associate professor at Ashoka University, who was arrested over comments regarding recent military tensions between India and Pakistan. Mahmoobad faced allegations of endangering national unity and prompting enmity, stemming from social media posts in which he discussed the implications of war and praised the inclusion of female officers in military briefings. Following his arrest, which drew criticism from academics and right groups as a form of censorship, the court ordered his release while allowing the ongoing investigations to continue. Mahmoobad's case highlights rising concerns over free speech and the treatment of dissenting voice in India. A bomb attack on a school bus in Pakistan's Balochistan region has left at least 5 people dead, including 3 children, and dozens injured. The explosion occurred near Kuzdad as the bus was transporting around 40 school children. Eyewitness reports describe the scene as chaotic, with the bus wreckage and personal belongings scattered across the ground. Pakistan's Interior Minister condemned the attack as sheer barbarism, while the military has accused India and its proxies of orchestrating the incident, though no evidence has been presented. This tragic event highlights the ongoing violence in Balochistan, a region plagued by a long-standing insurgency and security challenges. A former Ukrainian official, Andriy Portnov, was shot dead outside an American school in Madrid on Wednesday morning. Portnov, 51 years of age, had just dropped his children off at the school when an unidentified attacker fired multiple shots at him before fleeing into a nearby park. Portnov, who had served under pro-Russian President Viktor Yanukovych, had been living in Spain after returning to Ukraine briefly in 2019. He faced sanctions from the US Treasury for his involvement in judicial manipulation in Ukraine. Witnesses reported hearing several shots, initially mistaking them for firecrackers, while police launched a search for the assailant, described as a thin man in a blue tracksuit. The motive behind the attack remains unclear and no arrests have been made yet. Former Democratic Republic of Congo Prime Minister Augustin Matata Ponyo has been sentenced to 10 years of forced labor for embezzling approximately $245 million in public funds. The Congolese Constitutional Court found him guilty alongside Deogratis Mutombo, the former governor of the central bank. Matata's lawyer claims the ruling is politically motivated. The embezzled funds were linked to a major agricultural project aimed at addressing the country's severe food shortages. Matata, who served as prime minister from 2012 to 2016, has denied the charges and has been barred from public service for 5 years following his sentence. The case, which began in 2020, highlights ongoing issues of corruption in a nation grappling with chronic food insecurity and instability. A maintenance worker, Sterwin Williams, has been arrested for allegedly aiding in the escape of 10 inmates from a New Orleans jail. William, 33 years of age, is accused of turning off the water to a cell used in the escape, reportedly under threat from an inmate wielding a makeshift knife. 5 of the escapees have been recaptured, while several were facing serious charges, including murder. The investigation is ongoing and authorities are urging anyone with information to come forward to assist in the case. The inmates escaped by removing a toilet and breaking through metal bars, leaving behind messages that taunted the authorities. Thank you for tuning in to Jambo Safari Media. This was Jambo News with me, Tracy Wamboy. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.